all a very happy Krishna conscious New Year, because this is
Happy New Year, you too.
Everyone. Hope this New Year can bring more closer to Krishna. So, and thank you once again for the opportunity for serving all of you, for the pleasure of Shri Guru and Gauranga, and for the pleasure of all the Vaishnavas. So let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavate Nuttama Shlokin Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Shinvatam Swakata Krishnaha Punya Shavana Kirtanaha Hridyantasto Gyavadhrani Vidaloti Suvrisatam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalini Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangriye. Hare Krishna. Let me share my screen. Please let me know if you can able to see my screen. I hope everyone can able to see my screen. Okay. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 16 and Text 33. Tautu girvana rishabhau dustara darilokata hatashriyo brahmasapad aputam vikatasmayo. Tautu girvana rishabhau dustara darilokata hatashriyo brahmasapad abhutam vikatasmayo. Tautu girvana rishabhau dustara darilokata Hatashriyo Brahmasapad Abhutam Vikatasmayo. Dear devotees, anyone would like to recite?
Tautu girvana rishabhau dustaradhari lokata hata siyau brahma sapad abhutam vigatasmayo. Hare Krishna.
Tautu girvana rishabho dustarad darilokata hata shriyo brahma shapad abhutam vigatasmayo.
Hare Krishna. Tautu girvana rishabhau dustarad dhari lokataha hatashiyau brahma shapad abhyutam vikatasmayo.
Hare Krishna. Tautu girvana rasabhau dustara dhari lokataha Ata Sriyam Brahmo Sapad Abhutam Vigata Smayo. Hare Krishna.
We can go for synonyms. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarindesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Synonyms: thou, those two gatekeepers, tu, but, Girvana Rishabhav. Second. The best of the demigods, Dustarat, unable to be avoided, Hari Lokata, from Vaikunta, the abode of Lord Hari, Hatashriyau, diminished in beauty and luster, Brahma Sapat, from the curse of a Brahmana, Abhutam, became, Vigatasmayo, morose. Translation: but those two gatekeepers, the best of the demigods, their beauty and luster diminished by the curse of the Brahmanas, became morose and fell from Vaikunta, the abode of the Supreme Lord. Text 34. Tata Vikunta Tayornipatamaneyo Hahakaro Mahan Asit Vimanagrigeshu Putrakaha. Then, as Jaya and Vijaya fell from the Lord's abode, a great roar of disappointment arose from all the demigods who were sitting in their splendid airplanes. Text 35. Tav eva hi adhuna prapto parshada pravaro harihi dite jatara nirvishtam kashyapam teja ulbhanam. Synonyms: thou, those two doorkeepers, eva, certainly, he addressed, aduna, now, prapto, having gotten, parshada pravarau, important associates, harihi, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, ditihi, of diti, jatara, nirvishtam, entering, kashyapam, of Kashyapa Muni, tejaha, semen, ulbannam, very strong. Translation: Lord Brahma continued, those two principal doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead have now entered the womb of Diti, the powerful semen of Kashyapa Muni, having covered them. Purport: here is clear proof of how a living entity coming originally from Vaikuntha Loka is engaged in material elements. The living entity takes shelter within the semen of a father, which is injected within the womb of a mother. And with the help of mother's emulsified ovum, the living entity grows a particular type of a body. In this connection, it is to be remembered that the mind of Kashyapa Muni was not in order when he conceived the two sons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Therefore, the semen he discharged was simultaneously extremely powerful and mixed with a quality of anger. It is to be concluded that while conceiving a child, one's mind must be very sober and devotional. For this purpose, the Garbhadana Samskar is recommended in the Vedic scriptures. If the mind of the father is not sober, the semen discharged will not be very good. Thus, the living entity wrapped in the matter produced from the father and mother will be demonic like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. The conditions of the conceptions are to be carefully studied. This is a very great science. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा माह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Mukam karoti vachanam pangum langai girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamadavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om. Hare Krishna. So let's read once again the verse. Tav eva hi aduna prapto parshada pravaro harihi. Diter jatara nirvishtam kashyapam teja ulvanam. So Lord Brahma continued, these two principal doorkeepers of the personality of Godhead have now entered the womb of Diti, the powerful semen of Kashyapa Muni, having covered them. So here we are seeing that how Jaya and Vijaya were actually got cursed, and they are coming into this material world. So just give me 1 minute. Let me take one of the verse. Yeah. So here what we are seeing is like the Jaya and Vijaya were standing in the as a doorkeeper in Vaikunta, and for the four Kumaras came, and then they got offended because they were not able to enter and see the darshan, take the darshan of the Supreme Lord, and because of that anger they cursed, and then how the both Jaya and Vijaya. Actually, Lord says that it is do not fear that it is because of my will it happened. And Lord wants to experience the rasa of Virya ras. So that's why he used his devotees to participate in that Leela. So he said, like, do not fear, you go into this material world. So saying this, he left to his place, and then how the jiva actually, how Jaya and Vijaya, they traveled, and they to come to this material world and take shelter of Diti's womb. So in this instance or this purport, that Prabhupada is stressing one important point, but also on the other side, we can take away the other one more important point. So the one important point that Prabhupada is teaching, that how actually, yes, two points Prabhupada is mentioning. So one about our state of our mind, and the second is about the importance of bringing Krishna conscious children, how it is important. So if our mind is not correct, then the children which we are conceiving is not going to be a good children. Right. So that is a very important point. These 2 points that Prabhupada is stressing here. And also the first line in the purport, Prabhupada says about how this is how the jiva is actually coming from Vaikunta and falling into this material world. So here he's telling about Jaya and Vijaya, and of course, like this is a very controversial argument topic that everyone asks, like how we fall down from this to this material world. So where we fall down, like where we were, whether we were in Vaikunta or whether we were in Brahma Jyoti or we were in Golaka Vrindavan, uh, like how we fall down, from where we fall down, right? So this question, so many times people ask, but Srila Prabhupada and also different Vaishnavas, so they have clearly explained that actually there is no point of discussing from where we fall down, right? So Srila Prabhupada give this example that sometimes like there is a tree from that mango tree. So a mango fell down. So there was a crow coming, and then the crow sit, and then that's how the mango fell down. So but there are three philosophers, they were arguing, okay, so the mango fell down because the crow came and sat, and that's why the mango fell down. And some other person is saying, no, the mango was already ripe and that's why it was fell down. So like that everyone was discussing. So but what is the use of discussing how it fall down? There is no use of it by discussing that. So, like example, if a fire is set in a home, if the home is set into fire, so then people will not think, oh, how it get into fire. That time what everyone will think, how I can escape from the fire, right? So that's how everyone will think. So they will not research that how the home set into fire, so that we will not research. So similarly, like we don't want to because there are lot of argumental discussions are there, and I think there is an article given by GBC also, that how and where we fell down by after multiple researchers. But the point that we don't want to go into that, but what we can focus is, okay, now we understand we fall down, we are in this material world. Now what is next? How I can deliver myself from this material world, right? So that is our main focus. So that's why in this purport we can see Prabhupada is talking about our mind, the state of our mind, because our mind is a deciding factor that for anything, right? So either it can be our next life, or it can be our day-to-day activities of our activities of performing any kind of devotional service. And our mind also can be a reason for getting a good children, right? So let's take day-to-day service. So every day our we are performing different type of service, right? So but how much we are consciously doing with our mind, right? So starting from our chanting, morning we are starting our chanting of japa, so Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So and we are reading every day, chanting inattentively, it is an offense, right? So but still, like how much we are trying to focus. So most of the time what happens, then it becomes mechanical. So our chanting also goes mechanical. Okay, 16 rounds I just have to be done, right? Shila Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said that if you want your chanting to be done, it will be done, but we will not achieve more than that. So our focus or goal is not just to be done, right? So our focus is actually higher, to get the prema, Krishna prema, to revive our love for Krishna. So that is the main reason that what we are chanting. So if our mind is not in the chanting of the Maha Mantra, focus in the mantra, so then our service will not be fructified, right? So we should start from there, right? So we can try our best to focus on the Maha Mantra. So Prabhupada said, like, we don't, it's like, it's not, we don't have to do much, like we don't want to artificially think about, oh, Krishna's different pastimes, or beautiful form of Krishna. So we don't have to artificially think, right? So it comes naturally. So when we are focusing on the mantra, so that's why Prabhupada said simple. You just listen. You just listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just listen to each and every word. When we focus on each and every word, the mantra, that actually helps our mind to really focus, and then we can revive our original love, right? So because first thing, our mind has to be there in the mantra. So that we should consciously practice. If our mind goes, yes, it will go, because that is the nature of the mind. So but we have to consciously remember that, okay, my mind is going somewhere, I have to bring back. My mind is going somewhere, bring back. uh, um, there is a Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Yato yato nischalati. So Krishna says, mind goes back, you bring back again, goes back and bring back again. So that constant effort that we are putting, that Krishna appreciate that, and Krishna will help us. Krishna sees that effort, right? So that is the first thing. So in the chanting, and then after that, if we go, like, different type of service we do, and also cooking, right? So that is a very important for, either it can be Mataji's or Prabhu who are cooking. So the mind state is very important when we are cooking. right? So because whatever we are cooking, our consciousness will go through the fire into the food. So that's what the prasadam becomes real prasadam. That is because of the process that we are following consciously, right? So there are different steps involved. The 5 steps is involved to make the prasadam as real prasadam. Otherwise, like we can say, because prasadam have so much power that to transform everyone consciousness so powerfully, then still we are practicing Krishna consciousness for many years, and we are preparing prasadam and we are eating prasadam only, but still why our mind is agitated, why our mind is still not getting focused? The reason is that the process of preparing prasadam is also important, right? So it is mentioned that we have to start with our focus, like how we have to get nicely select the vegetables and then clean it and then cut it and then cook it with so much of love and focus, and then offer with love, and then offer and then serve with the love, and then honor with the love. So all these we can see, the main thing is our mind conscious and focus. So if our mind is so agitated and anger when we are cooking, if we are angry with our family person, then that anger will go, and that anger is what reflect in our food. And when we eat that kind of food by the family members, then that is what everyone will get, that same quality, right? So that's the main reason why we are not allowed that, or we can say it is not recommended that we should not eat outside food. The reason is main thing that the food is not first of all offered, and the second is the food is not prepared in a right consciousness, right? So that is the main reason that we are not supposed to take. So that's why sometimes like some like one of the devotee shared that one time some devotee invited, I must have shared this earlier, but I just remembered. So some devotee invited for a prasadam in their home, and so the devotee went and then had prasadam, and then he came back, and then that night he had a very weird dream that someone is running behind him and try to kill him. So this is the dream that he got, and then he woke up and then he was thinking why this kind of weird dream came to me. And then he was thinking like what I did the whole day, anything that I heard something wrong, or where did I eat. And then he remembered, oh, I eat in that devotee's home, and he was just asking, so just to ask like, okay, so you prepared everything, or anything, anyone involved? So then the devotee said, yes, Prabhu, actually, yeah, I didn't get some time, so I asked one of my maid, so she comes and helped me. So her husband also helped in that cutting and helping in the cooking. So then he came to know that maid husband just came out of the jail. So, and he helped in cooking, and that is what it directly reflected in the prasadam. So we can clearly see that consciousness, how much it get affected. And it's not like everyone can able to realize until and unless when we really pure, then we can easily identify that, oh, I'm getting agitated. So that means something is wrong, right? So that we have to consciously and focusedly also remember and introspect what went wrong, and how we cannot, of course, like we should not judge anyone, like okay, someone lovingly calling us for prasadam, and then we should not complain that, oh, by eating your prasadam that my mind get agitated. So we should not be in that mode, but in a practical point that we should actually, the point is we should try to introspect, and we have to be conscious in what we are eating, right? So that is the first another thing. So that's why we will start from us, that how we should set our mind when we are cooking. And same thing apply like when we are doing puja or whatever we are doing. It is not just we are doing as a ritual, but we are doing as a loving devotional service. So that is very important to the state of our mind, to keep that mind in a always in a focus. That's why our movement is called Krishna conscious. So right, so without conscious, if you are performing any seva, then that is not Krishna conscious service. So for to keep conscious, like our mind should be focused. So, and another example Prabhupada used to always give, that when we are lying in the bed, we dream, right? So when we are sleeping, so we will get a dream. So that time, what happened? Our gross body is lying in the bed, but still we are traveling to certain places according to our desire, right? So that's the subtle consciousness have stored certain desire, and according to that desire we are traveling with that subtle body during the dream. And then once we are awake, then we come back and then we realize, okay, we are not in the different places, right? So sometimes we think, oh, we are like, if we are, that's why we, when we are a Krishna conscious devotee, then even in our dream we will be seeing going to Vrindavan or going to some different places of yatra, right? So that is how we remember, or we remember Krishna coming. So that's why Prabhupada also says that we should read Krishna book before going to bed, then Krishna will come in your dreams, right? So otherwise, like if you are doing something else, so then that's what it will come in our dream. So the point what I'm trying to say here is that Prabhupada say that this is the mind is actually carrying us, right? The subtle body is a mind, intelligence and ego. The subtle body is a mind which actually carries us to different location, right? So this is temporarily, it is carrying us to the different location during the sleep. So similarly, when we die, so this is the same mind which actually carries us to the next body, right? So the state of the mind is very important to focus, otherwise our life will not be successful. Whatever we are doing, we are trying to do this whole life to become Krishna conscious devotees, sincerely practicing. So if we are not putting our mind, then what happened? Then at the time of death, if we cannot able to remember Krishna, then we cannot able to travel to the spiritual world, right? So that is what it happens. So we will be thinking about someone else or something else, so then we will end up in that way. So this this also one of the devotee shared that in Mayapur, one devotee, they were practicing for a long time, and then somehow they went to Ganga, and then uh, somehow by the waves of Ganga, so she got carried away, and then she was about to die. So it's a near death experience that she shared. So she was about to die, and then somehow she was saved. And then after that she told that in about when she was about to die, what was her consciousness, what she was remembering, that she was remembering some ad, that what she saw in her childhood, and that's what she remembered. So she was actually expressing that, so we might see so many things, but something we will have some attachment, and that will store in our subconsciousness very strongly. And that is what it will, we will remember at the time of death. It will go like a flashback flash movie, so very fast. So and then wherever our attachment was, like then it will stick there. So then what happened, because she likes that ad very much, so that's why she was seeing like most of the time that ad she noticed, and then she was attached, and that's what she remembered even though she practiced. So the point that she was sharing is, I was practicing, but I was not consciously practicing. And that is why even that subtle conscious is not purified. So to purify our subtle consciousness, so we should do our service consciously, do our chanting consciously, do our reading consciously, right? So anything that we do it attentively. So not just for a namesake, right? So, oh, every day I have to study Bhagavatam, so that is done, tick mark. So not like that. today I heard this lecture, today I studied this verse, so what I can take it and how I can implement, and what it actually changes from me practicing for 5 years before, what I was doing, and today what I am doing. So is there any difference? Like every ekadashi to ekadashi, we can uh, analyze ourselves, right? So where we were and now where we are. If we are not improving, then we can see how consciously we are doing our service, right? So it's just for our introspection, so we can become serious, right? So and then in this way, like when we leave our body, so then we will take the next body. So that depends on the karma, that what we are performing. Karmana deva netrena. So it is given that how we perform our karma, the activities, and under the supervision of the Lord. So the jiva is enter into a semen of a father. So from the semen of a father to the mother, and that is how the child is getting into this material world. So that is a main reason that also here Krishna also says to keep our mind to tasmat ka sarveshu kaleshu. So in Bhagavad Gita chapter 8 text 7 he talks about how our mind should be always remembering Krishna, engaged in service of Krishna. If we keep in that way, then what happen, whatever we do, our mind will be there. And so here Kashyapa Muni, his mind got agitated, he was in very angry mood, right? So because it was not the right time to procreate, and Diti, because of her lusty desire, and she wants to satisfy her desire, and she urged Kashyapa Muni. And Kashyapa Muni even he told everything, because this is not the right time, Lord Shiva will be going around and this is not right time, but still Diti did not heard, and to just to satisfy her, Kashyapa Muni accepted. But what happened, because of that he was very angry, so this is not right, and with that anger mode, so they procreate, and that's what it happens. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, the demon came. So if our mind is not in a good mood when the procreation happens, so then what happened, then we also produce demons only. And in this world now currently, so many Hiranyakshas and Hiranyakashipus are there. Why? Because there is no samskar. There is all the samskars are gone. Like people are not following any kind of samskar. So the samskar is mentioned for a particular reason, right? So the Garbhadana samskar is performed, and then also like before marriage and on the day of marriage, like so many samskars is performed, so that so we can cultivate our consciousness in the right mood to understand that the even this marriage is for the service of Krishna, to bring a child or to bring another jiva into Krishna consciousness, so to assist in the mood of taking one more soul back home, back to Godhead, right? So of course, like we are not the person who is going to take home back to Godhead, but as an instrument that Krishna is giving us opportunity to procreate a children, and then with that we cultivate a children as a Krishna conscious devotee, and then we are taking we are assisting in going back home, back to Godhead. So that is why it is very important that our Sankirtan movement has to be spreaded worldwide. So if we can spread worldwide and make everyone as a devotee, so then the whole society will become a devotees. Otherwise, what happened? The whole society will be a demon, and with a demonic society, we cannot expect peace. So that is a very important reason that here Prabhupada says that so if the mind of the father is not sober, then the children who is coming, it will be a demon only. So that's why the conditions of the conception are to be carefully studied, and this is a very great science. So that's the main reason we should train our subtle body, very very important, right? So the subtle body is mind and intelligence. So the mind will do mostly it will run towards a sense gratification. So but the intelligence has to train the mind that this is not good and this is good, right? So that's why everyone have a kubuddhi and subuddhi, so good intelligence and bad intelligence. So most of the time we use a bad intelligence, and that's why we are not going closer to Krishna. So if we use a good intelligence, then we will be able to train our mind properly. So but to use a good intelligence, first of all we have to strengthen our good intelligence. So how we can strengthen our good intelligence? By studying scriptures, by associating with the devotees, right? So that is a right way that we can able to strengthen our good intelligence. When our intelligence is strong, then even if our mind is agitated, or if our mind is like a naughty child, it asks for something bad, but still our intelligence can able to correct and control the mind, right? So that's why we should keep on working on our intelligence to stronger by studying scriptures and getting into the association of our pure devotees and listen from them. So in this way our good input will go more and more. So that's why garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. So if we keep inputting more good thoughts and good realization, then our words and actions, everything that comes out also will be good. So, and also Kulashekar Alvar also says this very famous verse that he says that let my death comes now, my Lord, because now my mind is remembering you. So, but if at the time of death, because of the kapha, vada, pitta, that I get choke and I cannot breathe properly, I cannot speak properly. So at that time, because of the pain of death, if I cannot able to remember you, what will happen? So let the death comes now. So that is how Kulshekhar Alvar he prayed. So the main point is like, because that is a decides the success of our life. So if we can able to remember Krishna at the time of death, then our life is successful. But it is not easy to train our mind if we are not practicing every day. So it's doable. It's not like not easy. So it's doable if we practice every day, right? So we cannot think that okay, at the time of death I will remember, now I will do whatever I want. That will not happen. So we have to practice, we have to train, and every moment we, Prabhupada says, actually death is not okay when we leave completely the body. Every night we are dying, every sunset our one day is gone. So we should remember, like, we never know how much time is left for us. So we should take every moment that Krishna have given to me for me to perfect my life. So how I can utilize my time very sincerely, so that I can train my mind to remember Krishna to make my life successful. If we are not careful enough, and if we think that I can think later, now sometimes, like most of the time what we do is carried away by the so-called name of responsibilities. So sometimes, oh, my family responsibilities is there, and this, that, I have to focus on that first, and then let me focus on this later whenever I get time. So that is not going to work, because there is no guarantee that we will leave next moment. We are hearing many times that every moment people are dying, and that's what Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Yamaraj. That Yamaraj asked, like, what is the most surprising thing in this world? The most surprising thing in this world, Yudhishthira Maharaj answered that everyone will be dying around us, but we think we are going to live forever, right? So that is an illusion, and that's why we are not becoming serious. If we remember that the death can come anytime to me also, then we become serious. We take every moment very seriously. So that's a very important point we can take from this verse, uh, that how we should become serious in our practicing Krishna consciousness. So then we can able to perfect our life. So may this new year brings all auspiciousness so that we can get more closer to Krishna by remembering Krishna all the time. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity again. We will stop here. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Padita Pavana Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you very much. If any questions or any corrections anyone wants to share.
Krishna Mataji, thank you very much for a very nice class. It's filled with good advice and suggestions of how to apply what has been spoken here in the verse by Srila Prabhupada. I appreciate it very much. There's a statement that in this in Kali Yuga everybody is born a Sudra. Kalo Sudra Sambhavo. I'm not sure necessarily the reference to it, but it is often quoted. Srila Prabhupada has used it many times. And I remember we were taking a course on deity worship, and Nishant Kavacha Prabhu, who was administering the course, who's the head minister, he was basically saying how, this is because nobody in this age performs this Garbhadam Samskara. So everybody's just basically born out of sense gratification only. And as a result, everybody's born into the Sudra mentality. I thought that was, you spoke very nicely on it about the importance of it. But sometimes, anyway, that was just kind of something I remember from that course, and it ties into your class today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for sharing that. Yeah, so everyone is a born Sudra.
Hare Krishna
But,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So your class was very nice actually, and I like the area where you said how our consciousness, how important it is in cooking prasadam or doing any kind of devotional service, because we all do perform devotional service, but actually we forgot about our consciousness. We think somewhere, our thinking is somewhere else, and we are doing it mechanically. So that was very nice, and you gave a very nice example that how consciousness affects us. So we should actually put our all consciousness while chanting or doing any devotional service like reading or hearing. If we are fully conscious, then we can do, our bhakti can grow much better. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you very much,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
By all your blessings, I'm also struggling. So please pray so I can also do the service consciously. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice class, and it makes me think that how like we do lots of other things every day. So how can we discipline ourselves that we are doing things every day in Krishna conscious way? How can we discipline ourselves? I feel like the everything separated now, doing something this material work, something this other spiritual work, but I don't feel like that I'm doing something every day in a Krishna conscious way. So how can we discipline ourselves doing other things?
Yeah, very, very nice practical question. Thank you, Mataji, for bringing that. So actually, what I heard from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So Maharaj says that for a devotee, there is no difference between spiritual life and material life. For a devotee, whatever that we are doing, that's how if that's how we have to practice. That whatever we are doing, it should be a spiritual life only. There is no material life involved in a devotee's life. So how? Because why we are taking bath every day starting from day, why we are taking bath? Because we should be clean so that we can perform service to Krishna. So and then why we are eating? So that we can keep our body and soul together, so that we can perform nice seva to Krishna. And why we are going to work? okay, because I can earn money, and with that money I can get nice vegetables and offer to Krishna, and I can serve Krishna in the temple by doing donation, charity. So in this way my work also become Krishna conscious activity, right? So, and even at the work also, whenever something is going nice, then we can thank Krishna. Krishna, thank you very much, it is only because of you I can able to do this. And if something goes wrong, then we just pray, oh Krishna, something is wrong, I'm struggling, so can you please help me? So basically we have to keep Krishna in every time, in whatever activity we do. So in this way we bring Krishna in every place. And then at the end, like whatever, in this way, like when we go to temple or when we go to work, it is both are same, because both are service to Krishna. So if we see in that way, then there is no material life is involved in this. Only thing when it comes material life, when we try to enjoy for ourselves, right? So if we want to eat pizza, that is our desire. So when it becomes material life, when we eat without offering to Krishna, and when we eat offering to Krishna, then that becomes a service, right? So it is just a very simple way of remembering Krishna in and seeing every activity as a service to Krishna. So if we see that, then there will be no spiritual life, material life is involved. So in this way, like many devotees, even like whenever they get sometime in the signal. So this I heard from his Adigadar Prabhu. So that he says like, oh, even when they are driving and they have to wait in the signal. So in India, like at least here we don't have to wait so long, but in India and also so much time we have to wait. So he was telling even that time also devotees immediately start chanting, or like even when they're traveling, so they hear some lecture. So actually we should not leave any space for Maya. So if we leave space for Maya, then we cannot remember Krishna, right? So if we leave ideal mind as a devil's mind. So if we do not involve Krishna in our remembrance, then automatically Maya will come, and that's how it becomes material life. So we can keep practicing that. We should always, like, even when you're cooking, you can listen to lectures. And when you are even taking shower, like Radheshyam Prabhu used to say that when you go to restroom in the morning, so you can put some Prabhupada lecture. So because you will anyway take at least 20-30 minutes. So you are brushing, bathing, and that time like you can able to hear Prabhupada lecture. So start with that, like start with Prabhupada lecture, and every day, that is very, very important. So hearing Prabhupada lecture every day, that brings lot of change, because we are hearing from a pure Vaishnava, right? So and then later on, like definitely we can hear more lectures from our Diksha Guru and from other devotees. But the very important thing is we have to hear Prabhupada lecture every day. So and then after that, like whenever we get chance, like even in a office also, sometime like if you can peacefully work, so that time I used to do that, we can put some lectures and hear and work. So even that work also becomes nice Krishna conscious activity in that way. So basically how we remember Krishna most of the time, in that way also our activities become spiritual activity.
Yeah,
Hope
thank you very much,
this
Mataji. You
was
said very nicely. You have to hear it again from this tape, how to keep doing work in Krishna conscious way. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay. No other questions or comments, so we can stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu
Sindhubhyev च
patitanam
पतितानां
vaishnavebhyo
नमो नमः अंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय.
Jai.
Krishna.
Hari Hari.
Thank you, Mataji. How is everything in the preaching and Krishna consciousness? How's it going down in Virginia?
It's going all by the mercy of Shri Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. It's going, Prabhu. Yeah, we started youth preaching. We are going to start. So I heard like in Philly also we have a very good youth preaching going on. So with Radheshyam Prabhu we came to know. And we are also trying to start some youth preaching also. Please bless so it can go nicely.
Yes, yeah, no, yeah. It's we pray that it takes off in Virginia, and then it's very successful. Mm. We have a devotee that came. He's a student, and he's been the point of contact. And he was trained in this voice program under His Grace Radha